Live here, trying to see if everybody is logged in. I'm going to do a quick refresh here. This is my first post-game show ever. Let me see. It says it's streaming. Let me make sure everything is on here. Looks like we're live. Wow, guys. That was a couple hours there. Couple hours of pain. We're just going through pain over and over with this Miami Dolphins team. But I guess we're going to call this one a win. We're going to just put it in the win column and say, you know what, things could be worse. We could be the Buffalo Bills today. The Buffalo Bills just got jacked by the Jets. So now we're in a three-way dogfight. Bills, Jets, Buffalo. Buffalo, the Jets, and Miami are going to have to play this season out. And the Dolphins have got to do some stuff. Absolutely have to make some things work. It's just nuts what they've done. I don't think we can survive this team with Boyer as a defensive coach. It's just not going to work. I'm almost hoarse at this point from talking about what this guy did. Let me see if I can bring up some of your comments here so I have those in ready. Okay, hold on. This is my, hold on. All right, here we go. All right. So, in looking at this game, we got tip 14 says, is it coming through? Yeah. But this defense, though, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about this. Mike McDaniel has a couple problems, which I'm going to address here in the post-game stuff. The least of which is he can't seem to find a way to understand what the offense is scheming against him. Trade Mike Gesicki and get another defensive stud. Trade deadline's passed, man. Unless you're going to sign a free agent, you're not going to be able to trade somebody. So not thinking that's going to work. To be honest, Barry, do you think Tua needs to work on connecting on the deep ball? I think Tua can connect on the deep ball. What he needs to understand is timing, is because with Tyreek and Waddle, these guys are so doggone fast. When you're coming back, you cannot wait until they get into their break. You're going to have to let the ball go much earlier. Let them catch up to it. Overthrow them. I would work with Mike McDaniel in practice and say, you've got 2.5 seconds to let the ball go. Let these guys go get it. But if you notice on that underthrow by Jaylen Waddle, he floated it. He didn't zip it. He took an approach where he was going to float it out there. Sometimes you just got to zip the ball. But it's crazy. This bothers me more than anything else. The tackling. The tackling is horrible for the Fins. They've got to get people back in practice, hitting, not taking days off. You just can't have it. Xavien Howard, bad game. Jaylen Waddle, we barely called his name. You can't have that on an NFL team that's hoping to get to the playoffs. Tua said he needs to work on the deep balls, keep Boyer, and we need someone else calling defensive plays. Tua may have been a little bit snarky. Salty Tua was talking about how he needs to work on the deep balls. Yeah, you absolutely do. But you need to get to work on that right away, because you may get away with it against the Bears. You may get away with it against the Browns. But moving forward, you got to do something about this. So real quick here, I want to just take you through some stats and show you the box score here. Let me put my split screen. All right, there we go. So let's do the breakdown of what today looked like. Obviously, you guys know it was 35-32. Here's the problem. If you look at that box score, you see a big old goose egg in the fourth quarter. Playoff teams do not get shut out in the fourth quarter. That's money time. And we didn't get a single point in the fourth quarter. In fact, we were outscored in the second half 15-14. Let's go to the stats. Tua, 21 of 30 for 302, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Gotta love that. No sacks. Perfect. 70% completion rate. Sounds good. Although we know he underthrew a couple balls, and he threw a couple balls that he had to just get away with. He had to just dump them. But in any event, he completed 70% of his passes, 302 yards, 300-yard game again, and he didn't beat himself. no interceptions. Chicago, Fields was 17 of 20 for 28 for only 123 yards, 3 touchdowns, sacked twice. If I'm Boyer, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a guy who threw 28 passes. He completed 17. And when you look at that, look at the difference between Tua and Fields. You can do the math and go 17 divided by 123 divided by 17. This guy was hitting me with tiny passes. 17, what's it come out to? Anyone want to do the math? But he wasn't defending him perfectly. Then you go to the next line item, and you get down here. And, okay, Jeff Wilson did great. 9 carries for 51 yards. Longest was a 28-yarder. Mostert didn't do that well today. 9 carries for 26 yards. 1 TD. Longest play was 14. Dolphins as a team were 23 for 77. 1 touchdown. Got to get that running game going up. Meanwhile, on the other side, this should be pinned to the Dolphins locker room. Justin Fields was 15 for 178 yards rushing, including that long one for 61 yards. You can't have that. You can't have that in the NFL and expect to win. Let's look at the receiving yards here. And Tyreek Hill, again, just balling. Just out there balling. 7 receptions for 143 yards, a TD. His longest was only 39. He was targeted 8 times, so 7 out of 8 he caught. Jaylen Waddle, 5 catches, 85 yards, touchdown. 26 was his longest. He was targeted only 7 times. Sherfield, Wilson, and he spread the ball around for those 21 passes. On the other side, Mooney caught 7 for 43, with his longest being 16 against us. So, pretty good pass defense. You just gave up 178 yards rushing to the quarterback. You don't think some other teams are going to notice that? So let's look at some of the defensive totals. Landon Roberts with 9 tackles. Great. Kyler Kohu, 8 tackles. But there's nothing down here. All these guys were all defensive backs. Kohu, Rowe. When your guys back there are making most of your tackles, that tells you something's wrong. Hopefully that was my wife. She just dropped something. But that's not good. Jalen Phillips, he had 5 tackles, 3 solos. Our new guy, where is he? Did I pass him? I don't even see his name. Where's the new guy? Wow, Chubb had 1 tackle. So you want to call it jet lag or anything? It doesn't really matter at this point. Whatever it was, he had 1 tackle. And the sacks went to Melvin Ingram. He had 1. And the other sack went to Duke Riley. So not a good statistical game for the Miami Dolphins. Not really understanding what Boyer is doing back there. Not even really sure if he knows what he's doing back there. This isn't going to cut it long term against good teams. The Bears are not a good team. We can't do this week after week and play like this and expect to be in the upper echelon in the NFL. It just can't happen. Now let's look at some more data here. 15 first downs, passing, 3 rushing first downs. That's it. 3 rushing first downs. Look at their rushing first downs. 15 rushing first downs. They were eating us alive. I mean, you can go through some of this play. Total play is 53. They ran 70. The total yards were almost even because Tua threw 302 yards. Yards per play, 7.2. So the offense was moving. I'm going to go down here to time of possession. We're going to look at their penalties. 3 for 38. They had 4 for 92. So we did cut back on the penalties. No turnovers. No turnovers lost. Special teams. Special teams won today's game. That block punt by Jalen Phillips and the run back by AVG, that won this game. Time of possession, 25-14 for the Dolphins, 34-46 for the Chicago Bears. So that's the data. That's the stats that they have to work with. That's where they're going to have to look at moving forward. Big problems. Time management was problem number one. They blew an opportunity at the end of the first half. What's up with Jason Sanders? Don't understand what he's doing. If he can't kick, then Mike, you need to bring somebody else in to handle those duties. So many little problems here that are mounting. Non-tackling. That's a big one. Time management, extremely big. Tua and his underthrows. You can't win against good teams doing this kind of stuff. And that's what I come up with. And so what I'm going to do here is look at some of your comments and see what you guys have to say about this. Let's look at here. Boom. Okay. All right. So. 50th State Fins fan says, offense got no issues. They had us up 10 points plus on several occasions. It's our defense that needs to buckle down. I got confidence everything will come together at the right time. Why do you have that confidence? What have you seen other than wishful thinking do you think is going to cause you to have that confidence in this defense? Are you saying Chubb's going to do better in his next game? He'll have another week of practice underneath him. But I don't see, unless there's a scheming change, how this defense is going to get any better. Let's see here. Thank you very much. Mahalo and God bless from Hilo. A lot of people would say Hilo, Hawaii. Thanks, brother. Thank you very much. Matt Elisara says, poor tackling is another issue to be addressed. Yeah. And there's only one way to address that. You cannot coach that. You cannot put it on a bulletin board. You can't draw things about it. You got to hit people, which means you have to be in practice. You have to show up. Forget the DNPs. We cannot have DNPs, did not play, on the injury report. If you can't play, if you can't practice, you can't play. I remember my coaches saying that to me. If you're not here for practice, I can't expect you and I can't trust you to play in the game. Why would Mike McDaniel have these guys off all week and then say, yeah, you can play on Sunday? Doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna say this. Where's here? Leonard Flomoy. God bless America. I'm not gonna get into politics or anything, but you guys know what's going on out there. Real Deal 14. Thank you very much. I enjoy talking with you guys as well. Fresno, California Fins fan. Wow, that's long distance. No containment is a big issue. Yep, I had that down here. Not containing Fields. That was the one thing here that when they look at the game films, someone's going to have to pull the hat over the head and look like this because you're going to get called out by the coach because a number of people, there's no reason for a quarterback that you know is a running quarterback who you know is not going to beat you with his arm. You know it. I was calling it during the game. He is not going to beat you with his arm. If you know that, you're confident you've got guys back there who can go one-on-one, then stack the line. It's not hard. Make him beat you. Make him prove to you that he can beat you. So now next week, you're coming up with a good running game. Nick Chubb will run all over us if we don't get that ready. Jacoby Brissett, who played down here and knows this offense pretty well. No, it's Mike McDaniels, but they know him. So Jacoby Brissett did balls out last week when he played. Don't expect Cleveland to be a run over. Don't expect Cleveland just to show up. Actually, the way we play on defense, we can't expect any game to be a gimme. Can't expect it. So we got the Browns next week. We're going to give away some tickets to that. And then right after that, we got a bye. So if we can get through the Browns game, if we can earn a win during that game, then regroup, because the rest of the games, as you saw with the Jets beating Buffalo, we're not seeing any cakewalks. We're not seeing anything that's going to be real easy. We're going to see some stuff that, we got to bring your A game. Absolutely. Hannibal Rector, let's see what you're saying here. With Jets beating the Bills, where does that leave us in division? We beat the Bills and the Jets beat us, but now the Jets beat us and the Bills. So right now the Bills still have the best record, But the tiebreakers and how they're going to go down means every single game the rest of the year are going to be extremely important. Yeah, I think I will make a video on poor tackling and no containment. So this is my first post-game show. I didn't want to keep you guys here too long. Just wanted to show you some backup stats, show you what went on. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to figure out what we can do to make some of this stuff here. You're absolutely right, Stephen Brown. Don't beat yourself, and we're seeing it happen over and over and over. And Mike McDaniel, you're not even on the field. You're not even wearing a helmet, and you're the one beating us. Your time management is atrocious. It can't be explained away. It just can't be. You said it last time you were having a hard time getting the calls into Tua. You got to fix that, man. You got to fix it. So anyway, I'm going to have some good stories for you the rest of the week. As I told you, I'm going to Baltimore in a week and a half, but I'm going to do some videos from the road as well. So thanks, guys, and